G'day, I'm the Arrow
And I'm the Sparrow.
and this is ValeViewSports. Well, tonight we are going to cover our NRL predictions for season 2013. Let's get straight into it, and we'll begin with the New Zealand Warriors, the team from over the Dutch Brew, New Zealand. I don't give them a lot of hope. I'm going to cut to the chase. I don't think they've got it in them. They're way too inconsistent.
Oh, look, their ball skills have been down.
Yeah, normally they're a pretty exciting side, throw the ball around a lot, but at the moment it seems to be a drop-a-thon.
Oh, definitely. Especially by the big man. I just don't think you can hold on to anything at the moment.
Oh, Manu.
Yeah, Manu.
He's either a weak link or a strong point. Look, Matthew Elliott's the coach. He used to go to the Panthers, and I thought he was very ordinary, so I don't think it helps at all. The Warriors, not going to have a good year. I've got them in the bottom four.
Oh, look, they're in my bottom four too. They're just not going to keep up with the pace this year.
New Zealand Warriors, no chance. Melbourne Storm, the defending premiers, the team from Victoria, who no one really cares about from Victoria, let's be honest. The Storm, strong all over the park, wonderful coach, great players, awesome spine. The only down point with that side I can think is Origin selection. They've got a lot of players picked in Origin, but they usually cover that pretty well.
Yeah, well, look, Origin will hurt them. I mean, they've got the Queensland players, I mean, Smith especially, and then obviously Slater. I mean, those are the big two. There's obviously going to hurt, and Cronk.
Yeah, I was about to say Cooper Cronk would be a bit upset with that analogy.
Yeah, well, no, he's definitely up there too. But they usually cover themselves pretty well. They'll definitely be the minor premiership this year.
Minor premiership.
Yeah.
Big call, Sparrow. Big call. I've got them in the top four.
Yeah,
They'll be there. They'll be there when the whips are cracking.
they definitely will.
To Sharkland, Cronulla, Paul Gallen and the boys.
Paul.
Stuart Flanagan is actually a very good coach. He's pretty ugly, but he's a good coach. Todd Carney's there. He seems to have settled down. So the Sharks, great forward pack. Geez, they brought some good players as well. Luke Lewis, Chris Hynington, Michael Gordon and Bo Ryan out in the backs. I think the Sharks are a huge chance. They'll go very well at home. The crowds will come back to Shark Park. They're in the top four.
Oh, look, definitely. I mean, I'm not a fan of Paul, but he's unbelievable. He's great and captain. And
Who is a fan of Paul Gallen?
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, but he does steady the ship, and he'll be picked for Origin for the Blues.
He'll be skipper.
Yeah. That'll help them a lot. But how do you think that'll affect their just run in the normal competition?
Oh, I don't know whether it'll affect them that much because they've got so much cover in the back row. I guess Luke Lewis will play Origin as well.
Yeah, and maybe Bo.
Oh, that's stretching it.
Nah.
Look, they're in the top four, put it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
The West Tigers, the excitement machines. Benjamin Marshall, he's a quality player. Of course, the big story out of the West Tigers is obviously the new coach. All the turmoil with Tim Sheen's been sacked.
Yeah.
They've got Michael Potter coaching them from over in England. All I know about Michael Potter is he was a pretty average fullback. He used to play for St George.
Yeah,
I don't know what sort of coach he is.
I don't know much about him or his coaching ability, but I think the Tigers will have a rough season.
Me too.
But that's even without the change of coach. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, they're just not in for a good one.
I don't rate them. I think their forward pack's vastly overrated, and I think they're going to struggle out wide. They might go all right in the halves, but you can't have a team going into round one where you still don't know who's going to play fullback and halfback. Molson, Tedesco, there's all these names. Where are they going to play? I think the Tigers will have a massive fall from grace. This time last year they were premiership favourites. They're going to be in the bottom four.
Oh, look, they're not in my bottom four, but they're pretty close. I mean, they'll definitely be down there. They just can't keep up with the pace, and it's not going to happen this year.
So the consensus is Tigers supporters, you're not going to be watching a lot of football in September.
Unlucky.
Manly Sea Eagles. The Sparrow doesn't like the Sea Eagles.
Well, they're just a bunch of grub.
You upgrade. Mark my words, if Tony Abbott gets in, he will upgrade Brookvale Oval. He's a local in Manly.
Brookvale.
Terrible green. Terrible green.
Yeah, look, it's not great. The Seagulls, though, in terms of their team this year, they're going to fall. I mean, they were up there last year, but this year, I don't rate them at all. I think, without Glenn in there for the first couple of weeks, they're going to really struggle. And, look, they're going to have a fall from grace this season. Yeah,
I keep having these visions of the Sea Eagles just falling over because of injury. They've got an unbelievable team on paper, but I think they're going to find it tough. I think Jeff Tuvey is still learning the ropes as a coach. Also, Des Hasler affected them last year. I can see the Sea Eagles missing the 8. I think they'll finish somewhere between 9th and 12th.
Yeah, well, look, I've got them around there too. Yeah,
slate them in. Sea Eagles supporters, Won't be there for
Unlucky.
last times. Canberra Raiders. I'm friends with a lot of people, and I know one Canberra Raiders supporter. So let's keep this short because nobody actually cares about the Canberra Raiders. They've got a good forward pack. They've got a back line that can deliver, a little inconsistent and still pretty young, but they'll build. Canberra, I dead set think your best team is minus Terry Campese. Josh McCrone and Sam Williams should be your halves. Hopefully they can bring Canberra Stadium back to a fortress. I see them just missing the 8th, 9th to 12th.
Yeah, Campese, he should retire. I mean, he's had his time. He should be gone. Look, they would, at the beginning of the 2012 season, a lot of people thought they would have a wonderful season, be up there, but it wasn't meant to be. However, this season, I think they'll have a vast improvement. It'll be great. I've got them in my top 8, so I reckon they'll make the finals.
Interesting. I don't. All right. Get ready, Sparrow. It's time for the North Queensland Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
I'll open up quickly and then we'll leave the floor to you. You can have your glory. The Cowboys, I want them to do well. I like the Cowboys. I'll admit that. They're a very, very, very dangerous attacking team. They're very good up in Townsville at home. They've got a terrific forward pack, a back line. Well, they're not awesome, but anybody who can run off Jonathan Thurston and Matt Bowen will be successful. I think Origin will hurt them, and I think ordinary defence will hurt them. I think lack of ability to win big games in Sydney will hurt them. I did think maybe a month ago they were premiership threats. Now, more realistically, I think they'll finish about 5th or 6th.
Hey, hold on. I mean, you're saying all these things they need to improve on. I don't think they need to improve that much. Obviously, their defence needs to. But look, their attacking game is one of the best in the competition, easily. Now, around Origin time, that always does hurt them. But look, I think they always recover. They always seem to recover. Now, their halves are amazing. Their backs, fantastic, and their forwards are fantastic. I mean, you can't find a fault wrong with them on paper. I mean, Scott and Tamo, they're just rigs. Nobody gets through them.
Yeah, get on with it.
Matty Bowen, he is amazing at not only one-on-one defence, but two-on-one. I mean, he can stop the ball.
Well, that's because there's another bloke helping him. I think most people are good at 2-on-1 defence.
Two-on-one, look, 1-on-2.
I'm good at 2-on-1 defence.
Yeah, you're not good at much. Look, Thurston, I mean, obviously, he's fantastic. Nice guy too. Look...
His kookaburra laugh is one of the best things in the game.
Look, it is. It really is. Look, I don't want to take too much time up, but I love them. They'll have a great season. Top 4 finish, easily.
Alright, agree to disagree. To the Canterbury Bulldogs. Doggies. For some reason, I know a lot of people that support the Bulldogs. Bulldogs, runners-up last year, will probably continue to be a premiership threat. Huge news with Ben Barber. I think it puts their season in a huge doubt. He's not their everything, but he's close to it. Nobody knows when he's going to be back. He shouldn't be playing football, obviously, if he's got problems, but that's beside the point. Bulldogs, strong forward pack. James Graham been out for 12 weeks for biting Billy Slater's ear off. Tyson Evander Holyfield style.
Yeah, he's a grunt.
That'll hurt their forward pack.
Grunt.
That's a fair call. Their backs, similar to the Cowboys. They're not awesome, but they're pretty solid, to be honest. The Bulldogs, look, Des Hasler's a great coach. I think they overachieved last year. I honestly do. I think they'll come back to the field and they'll finish in the bottom half of the top 8.
Look, I'd agree where you've listed them to finish. Look, the Bulldogs, Benny Barber, it's a shame he's out, but look, he'll be back, and Doggy supporters should not lose hope, because he's a wonderful player. I mean, nobody can deny his skill. Obviously, he needs to take some time off to get his life back on track, but I think he'll come back, he'll be just as good, and he'll still be a great role model for the kids.
That's what you want. Benny Barber, get well, mate. Get well. Time for the Penrith Panthers.
Your mob.
Sparrow, give us your thoughts.
Well, look, the Penrith Panthers, they're going to struggle this season. Now, I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion.
You're not sorry.
No, well, I'm not. Look, they've lost some key players, most of all Lewis and Jennings. That's always going to hurt them a lot. Now, they've bought a few players, but it's going to take some time for everybody to readjust. Look, this year, not a chance. They'll probably finish in the bottom 4. Next year, I reckon we'll see a pretty good improvement from them, but this season they're out.
Penrith, the mighty Panthers from the foot of the mountain. Gus is turning things around, so's Ivan Cleary. Lost a lot of key players, very disappointed, particularly with the departure of Luke Lewis, but the writing was on the wall for a while. Michael Jennings, well, Penrith never really saw the best of Michael Jennings, unfortunately.
He's probably drinking anyway, he won't mind.
Yeah, well, that's harsh, but fair. A lot of new players, a mixture of young talent and seasoned veterans. I'd like to think that Penrith have a squad of just really solid, average first-grade footballers, but unfortunately that's not good enough. We don't have somebody who can break a game open, who can run 100 metres and score a try. Ivan Cleary is a great coach, and he's going to get the maximum out of these guys, and they're going to win some games. They're going to cop some hidings, we'll have to live with it. There'll be a bit of Steve Waugh out of our comfort zone. Look, Penrith, I think we can... We don't want to, I guess, give us a false dawn. We're not going to make the 8, let's be honest. I think we'll finish about 11th or 12th, but I think in 2 or 3 years, the West will be a powerhouse again.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of the West, Parramatta Eels, my least favourite team, so I'm going to keep this quick, short and sharp. Ricky Stewart, great addition, great coach. Jared Hayne, complete idiot, skillful player. If he stays on the park, they'll go all right. They'll absolutely kill some teams 4 or 5 times, and then they'll get killed about 20 times. Parramatta, they just don't have... They've got no depth. Anyone gets injured, they're up the creek without that paddle. They'll finish last or second last.
Look, I may as well say it now, they're my wooden spooners. I don't rate them at all. Now, Jared Hayne, he's natural ability, he's fantastic. With decision making, he's terrible at. If he gets his game together and makes good decisions, he'll have a ripper season. Look, the Eels, they're going to really struggle. They've been struggling for a few years now, and look, it's not looking hopeful for the next couple either.
St George Illawarra Dragons, new captain Ben Cray, coach Steve Price. He's under a lot of pressure. It can't be good when you know that you're going to lose your job already because the Dragons headhunted Craig Bellamy, didn't get him. The Dragons, they are in a lot of trouble. Absolutely no depth whatsoever, St George Illawarra. I think that their back line offers very little attacking spark. Their forward pack is nothing special. I think DeBellin, young Jack DeBellin, he'll be a good player, but he can't do it on his own. Ben Craig, vastly overrated player. St George Illawarra will contend with the wooden spoon with the Parramatta Eels. They will struggle big time.
Yeah, look, I'd have to agree with you there. Cray, he is overrated, but in saying that, he's still a very good player. I'm happy that they've promoted him to captain. I think that'll definitely improve them. But look, it's...
Why would you be happy that he's captain? To Ben Cray.
Yeah, but he can help them. I mean, he's a take charge
player.
player.
To be helped.
Look, I'm impartial. I don't hate the Dragons. I don't love the Dragons. They can do whatever the hell they want. I'm not a big supporter. I don't care. Look, the Dragons, they're not going to do well this season. Next season, no. However, who knows what could happen in the future? They'll probably start to improve gradually, but I can see no sudden jump up the ladder.
Okay. South Sydney Rabbitohs. The league's going well and Souths are going well. I'm sick of people saying that. It's really, really annoying. South Sydney was very, very impressive last year. I didn't think they'd go that well. Michael Maguire's proved that he's probably in the top 3 coaches in the game with Craig Bellamy and Wayne Bennett, and that's because he learnt his trade under Craig Bellamy. Souths have a very, very good team. Their forward pack is one of the best, if not the best looking forward pack in the competition. Their back line is very solid. Greg Inglis adds anything to a back line. They've got good solid players like Everingham, Nathan Merritt, he should play for New South Wales. I don't know why. Anthony Mundine might be right on that one, why he hasn't been picked. Adam Reynolds, great halfback. I don't want to talk about Origin yet, but New South Wales are mad if they don't pick him. And he's the best goal kicker in the competition. South, if they can keep everybody on the park, I mean, they made the preliminary finals last year with so many injuries, they will give the competition a massive shake. I think they're genuine premiership chances, and they'll finish in the top 4.
Well, look, they're definitely contenders. They'll finish in the top 4 easily. But yeah, look, Mick Crocker, great captain. I think Reynolds is fantastic. He should be picked for the Origin Blue side. His kicking game is unbelievable, and his ball play, it's fantastic. Look, Dave Taylor, look, he needs to learn how to hold on to the ball.
Dave Taylor's playing for the Titans this year.
Oh. Yeah, look, that's true.
Oh well, these things happen.
You can't win them all.
The Brisbane Broncos. Dave Taylor's playing a little south of the Brisbane Broncos, just on the Gold Coast there. We'll never let you live that one down, Sparrow, eh?
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks.
Unlucky champs. You'll be right. Chin up. Brisbane Broncos. They've got my favourite stadium in the competition. That's probably about it. No, look, I like the Broncos. They're my second team. I think they're going to go well, but I don't think they're going to win the premiership. I think they've got an excellent team on paper. Scott Prince's addition is fantastic. People who've been writing Scott Prince off are mad. I don't know about Corey Norman at fullback and Josh Hoffman on the wing. I think that takes away from Josh Hoffman, who's the New Zealand fullback. But Corey Norman has to be in the side. I don't know, play him at 5'8" and play Scott Prince at halfback. Peter Wallace is an awful footballer, really is. Sam Thaiday needs to lift. I thought he was very poor last season for his standards. He's the captain, he's got to lead by example. Look for an improvement in him. Look for a massive improvement. Not that he needs to improve, but just, I guess, a massive development for Matt Gillette. I've got huge raps on Matt Gillette. I think he's one of the best players in the game already. If he can take it to the next level, he'll be the best utility player in the game, and a constant for Queensland. I think the Broncos will be very strong at home. I think they will definitely... they're not going to win the premiership, but they'll be there. They'll be thereabouts for most of the season. It's the Broncos, you can rely on them. I think they'll finish about 4th. But I don't think they can win the premiership.
Oh, look, they're just out of my top 4, but they'll definitely be up there. Look, I think Sammy, he's taken the role of captain a bit too harshly. I mean, you can tell when he was in Origin, he played well. When he was in club, he didn't play his best. So I think that's just the strain of the captaincy weighing upon him. Look, their team fantastic. Scotty Prince, great improvement. Look, Wallace should. It's good that he's been replaced by Prince. Look, Hoffman moving out of fullback, I don't like it.
No.
I think it's a stupid decision. It will not benefit them in any way.
No.
Look, that's about it, really.
They're a good chance, the Broncos. They'll be there. Newcastle Knights. Huge hopes for the Knights last season. Nathan Tinkler pours lots of money in the club, then goes broke and doesn't pay builders money who built stuff for him. Well done, Nathan. They've got Wayne Bennett, who's probably the best coach ever, and Wayne Bennett will help this team. They're going to get a lot better. Kurt Gidley is unbelievably overrated, but having him back on the field as their captain and their leader will help them. It'll take pressure off Jared Mullen, who was always thought is a gifted footballer, but he's never quite reached his potential. The Knights forwards need to lift, particularly their back row, players like Chris Houston. But I think they can. I expect a huge improvement from Darius Boyd this year. Fullback, I think he'll get back to his Dragons form when they won the premiership. I think Wayne can take the Knights into the finals, and I think they'll finish in the bottom half of the 8. Probably come about 7th or 8th. Bow out early, but expect them to get better and better as the seasons go on.
Well, look, Wayne's the X factor, pretty much. I mean, look, everybody thought he was going to take the Knights and really lift them last year. Didn't happen. However, this year, I mean, you can't keep a man like that down. I mean, he's definitely going to improve them vastly. Mullen, yeah, I agree. He hasn't reached his potential yet, but without the captaincy this year, who knows? That might be like a weight lifted off his shoulders.
Yeah, well, hopefully Gidley and Danny Badiris can stay fit. Yeah.
Look, Gidley, I don't rate him as a player at all. I think he's terrible, very overrated. However, his captaincy, in as much as just providing strength in the mind for the team, I think that helps them.
I also think Kurt Gidley should stop goal kicking because he's really bad at it.
He should not be let near.
And goal kicking can be important in big games. All right, 2 teams to go. Sydney Roosters. I can't quite get my head around the Sydney Roosters. They bought a lot of players and they look really, really, really good on paper. All for what you hear from the media and the wise men of rugby league is that the Roosters are really on their way up. I still don't know. I don't think they're going to have a massive improvement. Obviously, Sonny Bill Williams is going to be huge. He needs to stay fit, stay on the park and get his head in the rugby league. Michael Jennings will be a huge addition. Luke O'Donnell will be good provided he doesn't spend half of the season on the sideline suspended.
Yeah.
Trent Robinson, a new coach, inexperienced, never coached in Australia. I don't know. James Maloney will be a good addition. Speaking of goal kicks, he's a very good goal kicker.
He's a great addition.
But I can still see the Roosters making mistakes, having pretty ordinary defence. I think they'll probably win maybe 1 or 2 more games than they'll lose. I think they'll sneak into the 8, but they won't contend.
Oh, look, I haven't got them in the 8, but look, it's really hard to judge what the Roosters will do this year and how they'll go. I mean, they've bought some key players, yes. They've still got Pearce, which is a mistake. But
yeah, we'll hear more about Mitchell Pearce when we do an Origin, right?
Yeah, he should never be picked for Origin. He's not a forward.
Oh,
he should stop acting like it. But look, the Roosters, who knows how they'll do this year? Obviously, Sonny Bill Williams, big force. Him coming back to the game will have some definitely momentum shifter in it. But look, I can't see how him, like he could do it alone. He can't.
Yeah, well, I think they'll be lucky if they get 16 games out of him, injury and suspension-wise, to be honest. So
yeah,
I think it's all a bit overstated. Gold Coast Titans. I've got a soft spot for the Titans. Queensland team, I like them. My dad likes the Titans, so I find myself cheering for them when we're watching the footy. Gold Coast have struggled the last few seasons. I don't know why. The first thing they need to do is they need to get the fans back to Skill Park. That's a brilliant stadium, but it looks shocking when it's empty. Losing Scott Prince. Why the Gold Coast ever got rid of Scott Prince? I'm not even going to get started.
They should have fought for him.
They've got an excellent forward pack. Nate Miles is an improved person. We can see that because, I mean, he's captain and he has grown up as a bloke. Had a brilliant season last season. I think he's one of the best forwards in the game. How he doesn't get picked for Australia, I will never know. Their full pack's excellent on paper. It'll be really good. Their backline's the question marks. They don't have a lot of depth, particularly out wide in the centres and the wings. They do a speed demons of David Mead and Kevin Gordon. Speed is good, but they need people who can get the ball to them. Aiden Caesar, he looked like a good player, but that's when Scott Prince was running the show. He's going to have to run the show this year. He's not a bad player, but I mean, it'll be a different experience for him. And who's going to play 5'8" or the other half position? Depends where Caesar plays. There's too many question marks over the Titans to consider them a finals team. They will improve. They're not going to go as bad as they did last season, purely because they got a good list. And I think John Cartwright's a good coach.
Look, I do think John Cartwright's a good coach, and I've got them just sneaking into my top 8. But so that's 3 Queensland teams in the top 8.
Well, that's always good.
Watch out, Origin. But look, I definitely think not fighting for Prince has really cost them. I mean, they're going to improve on last season, but if they kept Prince, they would easily be in the top 8, everyone's top 8. I mean, they're a dangerous side when they're at their best. Gordon, very fast, great player. Look, who knows? I mean, they're the surprise package of this year, along with the Roosters. They could shoot up there, or they could just plummet again. Okay, there you have it. That's our 2013 NRL predictions. We'd love to hear from you and your predictions, so feel free to stop by and drop a comment with your ladder. And that's all till next week here at ValeViewSports. Then we'll have a chat about the opening round of the Formula 1 season, Albert Park, Melbourne. Going to be a good one. We'll also chat about the Australia-India Test Series so far. That's been a debacle, hasn't it? Yeah, it has. Absolute debacle. I'll probably go on for about 10 minutes about Australia dropping Nathan Lyon. Oh, ridiculous. No. And hopefully next week we'll get to meet and hear from the Condor. Until then, goodbye. See you guys.